Hey out there, legal warriors. Have you ever wondered how people get caught violating no contact orders? Sometimes people try to disobey an order because the protected party doesn't want the order. And so how do people often get discovered by the authorities and get in trouble? So if you're interested in how that works, stay tuned because this is the video for you. My name is Attorney Lance Fryrear. I'm a defense attorney in Linwood, Washington. My law firm's been defending people charged with crimes all throughout Washington State for more than 20 years. And I'm putting out these videos to help educate the public. So if you find this useful, please like and please subscribe. More people will get the help they need. Now I'm just going to jump right into it. Now, what is this video not? This video is not a way to tell someone how to get away with violating a no contact order, because we're supposed to obey no contact orders, and we want our clients to obey no contact orders because they're there for a reason. But what this video is about, because I thought it would be interesting, is some common ways that the authorities do catch people violating orders when it's not really wanted to be prosecuted by the person who is protected. So first of all, what do I mean by a no contact order? Well, in this case, I'm typically talking about an order by the court telling a defendant not to have any contact with typically an alleged victim in a criminal case. It could be a domestic violence case, could be some other types of cases too, but oftentimes the court, regardless of what the alleged victim wants, issues a no contact order saying, hey, defendant, you can't go home, you can't see your kids, you can't talk to the protected party. And sometimes it creates a big problem because sometimes the protected party says they don't want an order, he or she doesn't want an order. Sometimes it just disrupts the family, and so people end up trying to do their best to obey the order, but sometimes in their mind there's some things that they need to do to get by in life. And so what are some common ways that I've seen that, which are some of them are pretty crazy out there, about that the authorities end up catching people violating the order? How does it work? Well, the most common way we see this happen is when the protected party and the restrained party are in the same vehicle together. So if you are contacted by the police and your name is run through the system, either the protected party or the restrained party, something's going to pop up showing, hey, there's a no contact order between a few people. And it can be really annoying. Let's say that you're the restrained person, you're charged with a crime, you're a male and the alleged victim's a female. If you're driving around with any female in your car and you're pulled over, they're going to really look hard to see, is the other person in your car the protected party in the order? And it may not be. So it's something that you have to worry about because when you get pulled over for a traffic infraction, they're going to check. Okay, they're going to check the driver's name. They're probably going to check the passenger's name if something comes up and it fits the situation. But so what's one way that people get caught violating orders? It's when they're in the same car together. And so again, obey the order, but just realize that that's the way out there that the police can determine what's going on. What's a second way we see things? Well, you can see really sort of stupid things too. I've seen cases where people where they apparently a couple people met for dinner, and one person was out driving in front. People are in separate cars. They shouldn't have been together. The lead driver gets pulled over, and then the other person, the protected party, pulls over too and just sits and waits and watches a few car lengths back. Well, officers aren't stupid. They ran the restrained person's name, said, hey, is that the other person over there, the other party that you're not supposed to see? Oh, yes, it is. Well, of course, they got arrested. So you really shouldn't try to skirt a no contact order, but the police, if they make contact with you, they're going to figure it out. So what's another way that we see no contact orders caught and violated? Well, it can be sort of the nosy neighbor, right? So if you're in a situation, somebody is, where there's been a lot of trouble at home, there's been a police called and whatnot, for very good reason, the neighbors may not want to have the restrained person around. And so a neighbor can watch. And if they see you come home, if they see you're violating the order, right, then they're going to call the police. and they're going to be able to testify to what they saw, and you're likely going to get arrested. So again, we want to obey the order, but one way that we can get caught violating the order is if someone else calls it in. Similarly, the same thing can happen for employment. You guess what? The people we work with are like our family, right? So if the protected party is at a certain employer's position, they work with a certain business, and the restrained person shows up there, someone's going to call that in, right? And they should, because you're not supposed to be there. So what's the moral of the story? What we want to do is obey orders. What's another way I've seen people get caught violating the order? It sort of combines the two. Well, crossing the border, right? When you cross the border, let's say you're driving into Canada, either going in or coming back, some agent is going to run the name of whoever is entering and see there's a restriction. So you can get caught violating the order, even if the protected party says they're okay with it. You can get caught crossing the border, right? And that happens, and I've seen it happen. And I think another way we can have it done is traveling together on a plane. It's not often TSA will pick up that stuff because they're not really checking deeply in the IDs, but if you're coming back from out of the country, you can guarantee that's going to be caught, and I've seen it caught in other situations also. So again, this video is not about how to get away with things. This is sort of telling people out there, don't try to get away with it, because you're going to get found out. There's all these ways that you can get found out while violating an order. And what's the other big caveat? If you get accused of assault in violation of an order, that's a felony, right? And believe me, felonies are not to be messed with. So if there's a no contact order that exists, obey the order. Try to get an attorney. The attorney can have you do things to help improve the chances of the order getting removed, right? And therefore you can have your life back to normal. So this is a bit of an unusual video, I know, but if you found it useful, please like and please subscribe. I'm just trying to share some knowledge of what we've seen out there. And more importantly, if you have a legal problem, feel free to reach out to my firm. We'll listen to what happened, we'll identify a way forward, and we will be there for you. Thank you.